All right, now we got sound. We're good.
All right.
What's up? Welcome to Lucky 13 Podcasts. We got Jackie and Anthony here from Chesty Malone and the Slice 'em Ups, and your other band.
Nah.
It's pretty much hibernating indefinitely.
Right. So it's just Chesty Malone.
County Casket Company, but it ain't really.
Yeah.
happening.
We were doing that band because this band wasn't,
Doing
able
much.
to do stuff, and then this band
It was
started
fun
doing
while it
stuff,
lasted.
so-
What, we played 2 shows?
Yeah.
That's okay.
Cool.
It was a wild 2-show ride.
Cool.
No regrets.
Cool. And you guys are playing on Halloween at Lucky 13
Absolutely.
with the Dead Boys. Jackie, you got to get you to talk into the microphone.
Sorry.
You can slide it towards you even.
Well, it's because
That's pretty,
It's
There we
totally
go.
fucking movable.
pretty damn exciting, actually.
Yeah, man, that's going to be fun, man. There's a lot of people calling about it. There's a lot of
Yeah.
tickets sold already.
One of
Not
my
going to be
favorite-
surprised if it's sold out.
Yeah, one of my favorite bands since I was 13 years old.
Oh, yeah, that's
Totally.
cool. Have you guys played with them before or no?
No, it's funny that you asked. I don't know if you know
it's
this.
It's not that fun.
We were supposed to play with Cheetah Chrome.
What did you do, Jackie?
He already knows. Yeah. We were supposed to play with Cheetah Chrome, and anyone that doesn't know who he is, well, you're stupid anyway, but he's the guitar player from the Dead Boys. We were supposed to play with him in his solo band in like 07 out in Staten Island at some place. I can't even remember the name. And she was working at this shithole bar actually around the corner from here.
Yep.
And I show up, and she was supposed to meet me there from work. And immediately, some little punk kid's coming, oh my God, your singer's passed out on the floor in the bathroom.
Awesome.
So I run in. I was like, "What? Nah, that can't be right. That's not. You're not right. It's not true. Whatever." So I go into the fucking ladies' room, and there's a couple girls in there all upset. But her fucking legs are sticking out of the fucking toilet, like the fucking Wizard of Oz, like the witch that landed on the fucking the house that landed on the witch.
In my defense, Cheetah Chrome ended up not playing that
Well,
night too because he
Cheetah-
also was really drunk.
Cheetah,
So, in all
I don't know if
fairness,
this is okay to talk about, but Cheetah apparently had fallen off the wagon and canceled his tour and didn't show up that night either. So
Yeah, you
turns
showed up,
out it's
though.
okay.
I
Jackie
showed up.
completely incapacitated and unable to perform.
You should have duct taped her to the mic stand.
Should have. They actually were trying to get us to play anyway. They're like, just play. I was like, yeah, what am I going to do with her? Just prop her up over there? They're like,
Yeah.
we'll watch her. Like,
Yeah, just lay down. Just lay down and do what you can.
We actually lived in Staten Island at the time, so I'm like, we're going home.
And that's why I don't drink gin anymore, everybody.
That sucks. Where was that supposed to be?
That was this place in Staten Island. What was the name of that place?
Martini Red, I think.
Martini Red.
Yeah.
All right.
We played there a couple other times. And one I was known for, this was pretty funny because no one ever said anything to me, but the Martini Red's a shithole in Staten Island. Like, whatever, it's fine. Shitholes are cool. It's not necessarily a bad thing. But they would sell bottles of Bud, 12-ounce bottles of Bud for like $6.
Right.
And that's bad period, but this was 10 years ago even, so it's even worse.
Yeah.
Staten Island, too, they want $6. So I used to bring in my own 12 packs of Bud. We played that like 2 or 3 times. And at one of the shows, one of the guys who actually, it was, if I'm not mistaken, it was actually Phil from The Blame who was playing with us at the Dead Boys show on Halloween. But he comes up to her at one point and is like, yeah, we know that your man brings his own Budweisers in, and we just want to say it's cool, because it's kind of his thing, so it's cool. I was like, well, yeah, it is cool. What are you gonna do? You didn't even say anything to me about it, so obviously
Right.
it is cool. Thanks for letting it slide, Phil. Yeah.
That was a whopper of a weekend. That show
Oh,
was
the next
followed
night
by
was
the
the
following
Charleston.
night. We were supposed to play at this
Charleston.
place called the Charleston that I believe is
Place
gone.
still exists.
Oh,
No,
okay.
but they don't have music there anymore. but
Yeah, was that the
And-
one down on
It's
like?
in Williamsburg. It's not too far from.
Yeah. I played there once before too.
But they were letting underage kids in to come
we were
see
just
us.
playing. We didn't work there, and they were letting underage people in.
So the cops came and shut the show
Well,
down.
and then a
We
neighbor
didn't get to
called.
play.
That actually had nothing to do with it. A neighbor called about the noise.
Yeah.
2 or 3 bands got to play, and we were actually this is funny because it was actually Jones Crusher was
That's right.
on
All the
stage
also playing with the Dead Boys.
getting
Halloween
ready
night.
to play, and cops came and they weren't able to play. And
Yeah.
I remember Sean Crusher looking at me very sad, and I was like, hey, it's not my fault, bro. Sorry. He lives all the way in Long Island. And so, hey, but we don't forget, and that's why he's playing. Jones Crusher is also playing at the Dead Boys show tonight, or Halloween night.
Awesome.
But so then, after they took everyone's money, and then the guy left. I was like, cool, I'm going to give everyone back their money.
And they said the door guy didn't work there, and that they didn't
split.
know
The guy
who
split.
he was,
Well, this was a bunch
or
of
how to
crap.
call
This
him.
was a bunch of bullshit,
It was all
actually,
bullshit.
because
Yeah.
I was like, cool, everyone's getting their money back, obviously, so hang on. And then the guy was gone, so I go upstairs, and I'm like, okay, where's the guy? He left. He left. What do you mean he left? He went home. Okay, well, give me his number. Oh, we don't actually know him. You don't know him.
Yeah.
You don't know him. Okay,
Yeah,
cool,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
So, yeah.
So then it was great because I worked at that shitty bar around the corner, which was also where, tough guys, for lack of a better word, hang out.
Right,
and
right.
one of them volunteered to go take care of the place for me. And so
They
that
were
it
cool
wouldn't
guys.
be
They
in
were cool
business
guys,
anymore
actually. They're probably
if
still
I
around.
wanted it to be so.
He was telling the guy,
no,
was just
no.
like innocently the next day, how was
Don't
the
do it.
show, Jackie? And she was like,
Yeah.
oh, this happened. The guy was like, you want us to fix it? And
We'll take
no,
care of
No, I really, it's okay. It's not
Was your,
that.
your boss wasn't Rocky? Was your boss Rocky?
No.
It was, actually, rest in peace. It was Louis from the
Yeah.
Gowanus
Oh, okay.
Canal, rather.
All right.
The Gowanus Canal.
There was an
the
old
emo
school
bar.
There was an old school guy over there named Rocky. He used to own a couple
Oh,
bars.
oh, yeah.
Sal was the guy who volunteered to.
No.
Of course,
Use your head. Don't-
but of course it's Sal or Rocky or
Yep.
Louis or fucking,
Hey,
Tony.
Tony. Hey.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, whoa,
Let's make fun of guys like that. That's a good idea.
I highly doubt those kind of guys are listening to
Yeah, I
the
don't
Lucky
think-
13 Saloon
Yeah, I don't
podcast,
think they're
in all
listening.
fairness.
I don't think they're listening.
Please don't whack me.
Yeah. Sorry, they were offering to do you favors
Yes.
before. It's
No,
cool.
the guy was cool.
Yeah.
He was actually a very cool guy. All the guys were cool, but it wasn't that serious where we needed somebody to go get taken care of.
Yeah.
Right.
It's actually, I think the statute of limitations is up now anyway, and I don't give a fuck. But I actually went back down. I said, okay, cool, no problem. I went back downstairs, and everyone was trying to stay away from me because I let them know that I wasn't too happy. And at first, I was going to actually pour a beer on their soundboard, but I decided, no. What I'll do actually is take all their microphones and cords.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
Which I did.
So we got some sweet
used
free
them-
equipment
we
out of
used
the
them
deal.
for many years. Yeah, so
Nice.
Yeah,
that
so it
was-
evened out.
Yo, you want to fuck me? Okay, oh, we don't know him. We don't know him. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
That's cool.
fuck
No
you.
problem. No problem. You don't know him.
Fuck you.
No problem.
Amazing.
Because then they were like, oh, well, you had a bunch of underage kids in here, too. This is bullshit. I'm like, we didn't have a bunch of
we
We're
don't-
just here to
Yeah, we
fucking
don't
do your
fucking-
show.
And
Yeah.
your people let a bunch of underage kids in here. How's it my fault that we don't work here?
Yeah, we don't run the fucking place.
Yeah.
No.
Fucking awesome.
That was one of two of our favorites. 2 nights in a row. It was a
2-night double whammy weekender.
We've had a lot of good luck in Chesty Malone over the 11 or so years that we've been a band.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome.
Oh, yeah, 2 good stories that connect directly with
Yeah.
show.
One right after the other.
But this is
Fucking
probably
beautiful.
I'm most excited about this show than like any show we've ever played.
This is
Pretty
pretty
much,
fucking
I'm
cool.
fucking
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
excited because, like he said, Dead Boys is also one of my favorite bands. So I'm fucking
So
really
13-year-old
excited.
listening to Caught
Yeah.
with the meat in your mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking great.
Nice.
Yes,
Nice.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. We got a couple phone calls about it on the machine today. And it's so funny though, listening to the older guys, like the older punk rock guys. They don't really do computers and shit
No.
like that. You know what I mean? So
I can't see it. I don't know what to do. Where's the ticket? It says it right there. You just gotta. I don't see nothing. It
No,
says scroll
that's
down.
what they kept saying.
Yeah.
It
So
says
scroll
read
down.
more. It says read more. I'm like, right? So
Yeah.
did you hit where it said read more? Everybody? Okay. Oh, wow. Magic.
I can't do these computer things. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Read more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking awesome.
We love you, old punks. Come to the show.
Yeah, fucking right. Fucking right. I get
Old
it,
punk
man.
broads. Again, I don't know. Maybe I'm talking out of school, but it's all public information. I saw on the Facebook event that Gita Gash is coming.
Which is pretty.
And I don't know
hilarious.
if you know the history. That was Cheetah Chrome's girlfriend in the heyday back in the 70s.
Yeah.
Of Dead Boys.
All right.
So I don't know if they're friends or if there's going to be a rumble.
It could
we don't
be
know.
messy.
We don't know.
Oh man, a Halloween fucking rumble would be fantastic.
Yeah. With
Cheetah rumble.
with old punk
Just
rockers.
be a ginger hair full of crazy.
Cheetah's bald now. But he technically is.
I hope it's quick, like Old Man Pitts too. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Dude,
I need that.
dude, when I went to go see fucking Anthrax at Vitus, right? It was fucking hilarious because it's all dudes in their mid 40s and 50s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then a pit would break out for like 30 seconds.
Okay. All right. Okay.
And then another cool part would come on and break out again for a minute. It was
Yeah.
less
Well,
like-
actually, even further than that, when we went to the Big Four
that
at
was
Yankee Stadium, and
ridiculous,
our
yeah.
good friend John Riley from the FDNY Explosives Unit, rest in peace, buddy. got us in, and we were on the outfield right by the stage. And Slayer was particularly awesome that night. Still all original members except for Hanneman was still alive, but he wasn't there.
Right.
And me and her were completely rocking out, and people around us were like, "Oh, what are you doing? Oh,
Yeah, relax.
It's fucking Slayer, dude."
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should.
Remember the one guy behind me kept being like, "Excuse me."
And the one guy was actually like, "Oh no,
me.
it's cool." But yeah. Excuse me. Fuck you, man.
Yeah.
I was like, you're on the floor at the fucking Big Four during
Slayer.
Slayer. I
It's
mean,
fucking Slayer.
you should go sit down somewhere.
Go listen to a Slayer. You
Grandpa.
probably don't even listen to Slayer.
Yeah.
If you go home and listen to it, then you don't want anyone to fucking touch you.
Yeah, that's fucking awful. And and then it was funny. Then it was disappointing. Like 5 years ago, somebody gave me tickets to go see Slipknot and Marilyn Manson. Right? I'm like, hey, why not? You know what I mean?
Why not? Well, I guess I'll reserve that.
But I was like, fuck it, why not? Like, it was a free show, and I went, and like Slipknot was really good, and like Marilyn Manson puts on a good show. The bands were good, you know what I mean? But I'm like looking at these kids, I'm like, fucking kids aren't even moving.
Yeah.
Like back in the day, I mean, come on, like there was, kids used to rip the fucking seats out of the place, and
I saw
each
Slayer
other.
at Felt Forum with Danzig in 1988, and they literally destroyed the place. And Slayer was banned for many years. They played there a couple years ago at the theater. Now
You were like 3 years old.
1988.
I'm just making
You might have been like 5 years old.
Yeah.
Yes. I was 3 years old, and I went to see Slayer.
fucking 19.
Felt Forum.
Fucking right, you little fucking ant.
I remember
Same size he is now.
Yes, same size. He came out that size.
I saw Slayer a couple times in the 80s, and as much as I do actually love Slayer, the audience was way more insane than Slayer, the band, was. Just all Slayer does is headbang.
Yeah.
That's all they do.
Yeah.
And they don't even do that anymore because Tom Araya had a neck operation or some shit.
Yeah.
But
Slayer's kind of hit or miss though, because I saw them like
the Big Four show, they were fucking.
They
great.
were fantastic
I told you,
then.
I saw them 2 or 3 times in the 80s and once in 1990, and that's supposedly their heyday, right? But I actually thought, as much as it sucked that Hanneman wasn't there, I actually thought they were the best of the 4 times that I saw Slayer was at the Big Four.
me too.
Yeah.
The last time I saw him prior to that was like in 2000,
great.
and I was fucking bored, to be honest. It was pretty fucking
2000,
lame.
right? It was
Yeah.
like a weird period for Slayer,
Yeah.
the new metal phase.
Yeah, it was.
It
What
was
was that?
weird.
What was that album they put out? Like it was
bad.
The Diabolos and
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
They had the
Metal
one,
album.
the album that came out after that came out unfortunately on 9/11, had 1 or 2 good songs and a whole bunch of shitty songs.
Was it
They had
God
that
Hates
one
Us
God
All?
Hates Us
Yeah,
All.
that
God
was
That's a
Hates
good
Us
really
All,
good.
song.
yeah.
Disciple,
Yeah.
I think it's called, whatever the fuck it is. But
Disciple,
that's
yep.
Yeah.
that's a really good song. The rest of the album, I have it, and it kind of sucks.
Yeah, it's not awesome, but again, they were going through that fucking new metal phase.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Not
Like,
exactly a high point for Slayer.
yeah. And it was like it was kind of disappointing because it was like, man, you saw Sepultura did it and it wasn't working for them. You know what I mean? Are you guys gonna jump on that fucking
Sepultura
band?
fucking worked for them, didn't it? It wasn't Roots one of their biggest albums.
It was, but that was for me, for being a Sepultura fan, that was my biggest disappointment. Like, I actually liked the album. I think it was good. And and listen, like the new metal thing, like when first a couple of those bands came out, even Korn's first album. Fucking yes!
we talked about this last time.
I think so.
Did we talk about it
that
last time?
sounds familiar.
We
Yeah.
were talking about Korn because we were making some kind of joke.
Yeah, and
remember,
that first album I didn't like. I liked it, but then when Sepultura were always like they were like fucking innovators. I mean, like all those fucking early albums, all dudes were like biting off them. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden they fucking used the same producer as the Korn album. They did everything, and it was like, oh man, come on. You know what I mean? Like fucking yeah.
I actually
It was kind of a
saw
bummer.
again when I must have been about 3 years old. I saw it was the first Sepultura U.S. show, and I think it was probably the first ever Type O show because they were called Repulsion at the time
Oh yeah.
at Zone Decay.
Where the fuck was that?
Yeah, I never even
Somewhere
heard
in
of
Manhattan.
that.
I can't remember. It's the only time I went there because I remember it was an early like matinee type show, and then there was like a bondage scene. It was like a bondage leather gay or whatever club.
Right.
But they were having this show.
Awesome.
So near the end of the show, they were wheeling in like crucifixes and shit and chains and leather and stuff for people to be like crucified. And
Right.
shit on while we're probably shit on actually
Yeah.
too. But yeah, the first ever Sepultura show, and I remember they were called Repulsion Type O because I also remember they were tossing out shirts with the Type O logo, even though they were called Repulsion at the time.
No shit. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty cool show.
That is cool. I saw Sepultura back in the day. I don't even know
I saw
what
them
year it
with
was.
Ministry in 1993 also.
That's a weird lineup.
San Francisco. It was a tour.
Yeah, I saw them with it was Sepultura, Obituary, and Sadus. They played at this little club in fucking Brockton, Massachusetts.
That's kind of that's a more, I guess, appropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the 90s, everything was weird, though, So
Yeah, the 90s, they started mixing things up. And then I remember that then I saw Sepultura again with it was Sepultura, Napalm Death, Sick of It All, and Sacred Reich.
That's, in some ways, that slowly works. In some ways, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, it works and it doesn't. Like, it's got fucking... Sick of It All is a weird, mix to put on
Yeah,
there.
that's random.
But it was that when that crossover hardcore metal
That's
thing
what I was about to say.
You know what I mean?
For those in the know, there are hardcore, at least, roots in all of those bands, including Sepultura.
Oh, hell yeah.
So,
Yeah. I remember though the fucking the singer from the singer from Sacred Reich said something about skinheads, like yelled at some skinheads in the audience, and like after Sacred Reich got off the fucking stage, they were chasing fucking
back
the
then,
singer.
that wasn't a good idea.
They were
I saw
chasing the
some
singer around the
nasty
fucking
shit in
parking
the 80s
lot.
and early
Awesome.
90s with skinheads.
Yeah.
That wasn't a good idea to mess. There would be a gang of them, and they would fuck up your van for one thing outside, if not you.
Yeah. Well, and they always targeted the long hair guys too. You know what I mean? So it was.
Well,
always,
yeah. I think I was in line. Well, I was definitely in line at the Ritz in like '89. I think it was a Danzig show with White Zombie opening, and we all had tickets. It wasn't waiting in line to get in, to pay rather. So a group of skinheads like kind of cut in line. Whatever, I don't give a fuck if they get in before me. I'm getting in. I don't care. So
Yeah.
I'm sitting there. And this idiot who was directly in front of me starts giving them shit for cutting in line.
Yeah.
And the one guy pulled up his flight jacket and he had a gun in his fucking waistband.
Right.
And the guy's like, "Yeah, fuck you." Blah, blah." They dragged that guy out. Never saw the guy again. He never came in. They dragged the guy out of the line, and the guy.
They pistol whipped him.
He was gone. We don't know. We don't know what happened.
Yeah. Yeah.
1989,
Later,
you just that just kind of shit just happens. You don't go, "Oh my god, I gotta film it."
Yeah. Stay the fuck
Yeah.
out of it.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
let it go.
exactly,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, back then skinheads you didn't really want to get on bed. So.
No. Fuck no, you didn't. No.
I don't know what it's like today if they even still are skinheads. I don't fucking know.
It's just different nowadays. You know what I mean? Like all the fucking scene, all the genres are so fucking.
Nothing matters anymore,
Yeah. Yeah. No, it doesn't. I mean, back then it was. I think it was a little more segregated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Than it is now.
It's like on one hand, all that kind of shit was really stupid, but on the other hand, like shit mattered to people like that much too that we're gonna fight about it.
Yeah.
That's like now no one gives a fuck about anything because first of all, nothing does matter. Oh, you want to hear about something? I can pick up my phone and search it and I can find it and listen to it right now.
Yeah.
So it doesn't fucking matter anyway.
Yeah.
The people used to fight about shit like that, the length of your hair and what bands you liked and shit like that. Like it's obviously dumb, but
Yeah.
it also meant that people cared.
Yeah. I mean, people had strong beliefs about the fucking bands they liked. What are you gonna do?
true.
Yeah.
And that shit went crazy. Yeah. So speaking of weird lineups, another Ritz show that I saw in the mid-late 80s was Sam Hain and Celtic Frost.
Oh, that's a weird mix. Yeah.
And then DOA and MDC were also on the bill.
Oh, that's totally
Make it
weird.
a little bit weirder.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
a band, a Dead Boys connection, not really, only by name, but a band from Italy called the Cheetah Chrome Motherfuckers. That was the name of their band. I don't know if you ever heard of them.
No.
Having no connection to actually Cheetah Chrome. That was just the name of their band. They also played.
Huh.
Yeah, Bills started getting weird in the 80s.
Yeah, but it's cool. It's cool though, because for me, it introduced me to a lot of fucking. It introduced when hardcore bands started getting mixed in with metal bands. I was a death metal guy and thrash metal. You know what I mean? So all of a sudden, all these hardcore bands started coming on the bill, and I started hearing of bands like Sheer Terror and Typo Negative, and you know what I mean, like fucking Sick of It All, and all these fucking bands. You know?
I was a hardcore guy that was getting into metal as opposed to a metal guy getting into hardcore. So
Right.
I was into that shit. Those Bills too.
Yeah, it was always fun. It was fucking interesting.
And speaking of Celtic Frost, obviously again, rest in peace for
Fucking
Martin Hain.
Yeah, fucking bass player
Rest
just
in
died.
pieces have I done? Like 4 already, right? And this one podcast, but
Yeah. No, it was only
Fucking
I remember me
depressing
and my buddy Kenny B, who was also in the Kings County project. We went to that show, the Celtic Frost Sam Hain show, and Celtic Frost came on stage in like street gear, like jeans and t-shirts.
Well, they went through that weird phase in the fucking
that
80s
wasn't it.
too.
This
No?
wasn't that. This was before that. This was 1986.
All right.
When I was 3 years old.
Oh, I remember this.
When did they do that fucking weird?
That was
hair
you're thinking
mo-
of. You're
That was like
thinking Cold
88.
Lake was like 89.
Yeah.
And that was terrible. Maybe even 90.
Yeah.
Obviously that sucks. And Tom G. Warrior was wearing an LA Guns shirt. He's not here. He thought that was going to go over.
So
Like people
silly.
are going to totally say,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a totally cool idea. But
Yeah, you're not pretty dude either.
No.
But me and my buddy, both coming from the hardcore world, thought it was awesome that Celtic Frost was in street gear, like I said, like jeans, t-shirts. And then, but we found out later, what happened was their Viking gear was got lost at the airport.
Oh, no shit.
And they almost didn't play because they refused to go on without their Viking gear, like helmets and leather and shit. And then the promoter,
I feel them. I won't
guess
perform without my
Chris
Viking gear
Williamson
either.
or whatever the guy who used to put on those shows, the Rock Hotel shows, had to give them an extra $1,000. It's actually in the Tom G. Warrior autobiography.
Yeah.
They were refusing to go on because their Viking gear hadn't made it to the gig.
That sucks.
And Williamson had to throw them an extra $1,000, and so for $1,000 they went out in their street gear. But for me and my buddy, coming from hardcore, we thought it was awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
We're wearing normal clothes.
Yeah. And it's funny, though, that fucking, what's his name, though? Peter Steele went from fucking carnivore wearing that shit to like Typo to wearing normal street clothes, though. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, except he always had to wear green and black.
yeah. But he always had fucking like carnivore had the shoulder pads on.
Oh, yeah, looked like the
spikes
Road
and-
Warrior.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
I saw Carnivore open for Danzig at the second Ritz, which was at Studio 54.
All right.
When the Ritz at Webster Hall, not even Webster Hall anymore, but the Ritz on 11th Street closed, they moved it to
14th Street, right? Yeah, they moved it right on
54th. Not
Oh, really?
Studio 54.
All right.
Yeah, I saw Carnivore open for Danzig there too.
Huh.
That was some good shows back then.
Yeah. Fucking shit. Jackie was only 3.
Yep, you guys are old.
So was I, but I went to the show.
Yeah, fucking right.
I guess I was just more hip.
He didn't get ID'd or nothing.
Actually, I never got ID'd in New York. I was going to shows. I've been going to shows since I was 13 years old. My parents didn't give a fuck as long as I did well in school. They really didn't care what I did.
Yeah.
So I never had a problem. I never drank really that until I obviously tasted beer and stuff, but I was never a drinker until I was 21 anyway, but I could get in anywhere. No one ever fucking cared.
Yeah.
I bought a Playboy magazine when I was 7th grade. What are you, 12?
Yeah.
7th grade?
Well, you're like 8 feet tall, so they
no
were
shit.
like, "Here you go, sir."
Yeah,
I
exactly.
remember it was the one with Jake LaMotta's wife, ex-wife or whatever was in it, whatever her name is. I remember the issue actually too, but yeah.
I was only fucking 5'3" when I was going through through school. I could barely buy cigarettes. I was trying to buy cigarettes, and I remember the store I used to go to. The guy used to like sneak out the back door and like hand me the cigarettes.
Well, when I was a kid, I could go to the store and buy my dad cigarettes.
Yeah.
These are for your dad, right? They didn't even say it before I said it. These are for your dad, right? Yep. I didn't want to smoke. I hated smoking actually.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Fucking times
We
change,
had to go
man.
pick up a 6-pack for dad too.
And now they just outlawed fucking e-cigarettes everywhere in the city. Like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, like you
Totally
can't.
gone.
Like, and anywhere indoors you
But
can't.
you know what though? Didn't they already do that? Didn't Bloomberg do that?
I thought he did that too with the bars
Yeah.
because we're not allowed to have it in the bars. They're not supposed to.
But then now
No
it's news
vaping.
that it's going to be
It-
outlawed. But I haven't worked in a bar in like 3 years. I mean, except for occasionally. But
and you couldn't do it back then, though, right? Like I thought.
first
Bloomberg-
they were legal when they came out. And this is how I remember all this, because they were legal, but our bar we didn't allow it. Just
Yeah.
because you don't have to allow anything you don't want to allow.
Yeah.
So at our bar we didn't allow it, and people used to get really bent out of shape about it. But then I remember when it was actually illegal
Yeah.
years ago. So I don't know.
Yeah, we're supposed to have a no vaping thing back behind the bar too. but-
Vaping still annoys the shit out of me.
But it's still like I don't give a fuck. Like if people smoke like those e-cigarettes and shit like that, I really don't care about
I mean,
that.
I don't care,
But
but-
if you're doing those big giant fucking sucking on the vape things,
The
and
fucking giant cloud is so obnoxious.
Yeah, it
and their
is. It
Stinky,
is.
fucking fruity flavored
I
bullshit.
saw a guy yesterday
so fucking effeminate.
walking down 4th Avenue. Yeah, that's really annoying. A guy walking down 4th Avenue with a fucking baby stroller. And he's vaping, like she said, with this giant fucking cloud of vape. And he fucking rams his stroller into a fucking crack in the sidewalk. Oh, shit. Like, yeah, fucking asshole sitting there vaping. Fuck
Yeah.
you, man. Like,
Sweet.
walking around with a big cloud over your fucking face. No wonder you're bumping into
You
something.
never know what anyone's vaping to. It's like, obviously they have weed vaping, whatever. I don't
Yeah.
give a fuck, but
Yeah, it's just douchey.
Super douche.
Yeah. Jackie, do you pull up any news on your fucking?
I can indeed.
You can go to Metal Injection. Fucking.
I gotcha.
Marilyn Manson fired his bass player.
Oh, did he?
Yes, he did.
Who was his bass player?
That guy, Twiggy Ramirez,
Oh, he fired him.
fired him.
No shit.
Didn't he just die?
Because, no, that was a different Marilyn Manson ex-member.
They all
he
look the
died
same
too?
To me. I don't
No, one guy died, and then he fired a guy because of the. I guess his ex-girlfriend is accusing him of like roughing her up and raping her and stuff back in the '90s, which is obviously terrible. But in the wake of everything going on now, like with Harvey Weinstein or whatever.
Harvey Weinstein and that dude's from that band Decapitated. Like, I don't know if you heard that whole story.
Yeah, but we don't know what's going on with that. The real story hasn't really come out with it.
Yeah.
They haven't. It hasn't really come out. Like, each side is kind of stating it. Yeah, each side is kind of stating their case, but it's also coming out that she's accused people of this before.
I mean, I've read it. I don't even care about that band, so I don't have a dog in that fight at all. But I read all the articles because it's kind of obviously an interesting and terrible whatever case, and it's kind of weird. If you actually read behind the headlines and read what the details that they do have out there, it's like, wait, what happened? I don't get it. Like, I don't know, man. Did you read the stuff?
Yeah. I read some of the stuff.
Yeah.
It's weird. I don't know what's going on. It's hard to decipher.
Yeah. Who the hell knows, man?
Yeah.
I wasn't there.
Yeah.
All right, well, Metal Injection, we already talked about Celtic Frost. Fucking, some guy from 6 Feet Under calls fucking Dave Mustaine an asshole. But I mean, is he the first guy to call him an asshole?
Well, Dave Mustaine is an asshole.
Was it Chris Barnes?
Chris Barnes, yeah.
Barnes called him an asshole.
Chris Barnes is an asshole too, though.
But you know about what happened there? I pay attention to all this shit, even
It's
if I
pretty
don't
funny,
care
though.
about the
His
bands.
tweet, you, sir, are a fucking asshole. That's
Is that what he sneaked
Brian
tweeted?
Slagle,
yeah.
Brian Slagle of Metal Blade Records has a book out, and in his book, this is really crazy. Actually, Dave Mustaine's kind of an idiot, really. I have a personal Dave Mustaine story I can tell too if you're interested. But
I would like to hear it.
Yeah, I'll tell.
I actually have the Metal Blade book. I haven't read it yet, though.
Yeah, I want to read it. I saw your buddy Johnny waiting for a G or an F train a couple weeks ago, and he was reading the book on the platform, which I'm intrigued. I like to read those kind of books. So
Yeah, me too.
I get it too, but. So basically, in the book, Slagle says that he tried to sign Megadeth. He talks about bands that he regrets not signing, and he said this is where Dave Mustaine is crazy and kind of an idiot. He says, I tried to sign them, and I offered them $7,000, which at the time was a lot of money, especially for Metal Blade. And then Combat offered them $8,000, and he was like, I couldn't even. It was so much significant money that I couldn't even come up with the extra $1,000. So. That's the one that got away. And Mustaine was like, basically, fuck you. I would have never signed with you, and your lies and your book's full of lies if that's an indicative of your book. And
Really?
Slagle was actually like, oh, sorry. Then if I don't know if anything I said is untrue, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to say anything untrue.
Yeah, Slagle's a nice
how
guy.
I remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so then Chris Barnes, I guess, speaking up on Slagle's behalf, called Mustaine an asshole on Twitter.
Good.
Hilarious. Yep.
Good.
So my personal Dave Mustaine story, I saw Megadeth in Pittsburgh, PA in 1986, also a magical year for music, with the Necros opening and
That's
Overkill.
fucking weird.
It's a weird bill.
I fucking
Speaking of
love
weird
Overkill.
bills, the Necros are one of my favorite bands of all time, period, but definitely one of my favorite hardcore bands, top 5. Also, so the Necros were opening for Overkill and Megadeth. That's
so
why I went to the
fucking
show
weird.
for
Yeah.
the Necros.
Yeah. Overkill,
And-
that must have been like taking over.
I don't know. It was 86, whatever. I never really
it's
liked
taking
that band.
over. I loved Overkill.
I like that
I
guy's
love Overkill.
voice. I guess he's a cool guy. Everyone likes him. He's kind of local New Jersey guy, so
Yeah.
I'm not trying to hate on him, but I just never dug his voice.
You love it or you hate it. It was one of my favorite fucking thrash
I
bands.
couldn't dig it. And then when the guy's not even in the band anymore, but the guitar player who looked exactly like James Hetfield and played an Explorer and everything.
Yeah.
It was a little weird, you know, and wore the wristband, whatever, man. But so I remember, so Mustaine, now you got to listen closely to what I'm about to say. Mustaine goes, whatever, between songs, I don't remember which song, he goes, we just got back from Japan, and I got to say it's great to be back in the USA. And I got to say, I now know why we bombed Pearl Harbor. That's what he said.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
first of all, what he meant to say is obviously also a really lame thing to say. He meant to say, I know why we bombed Hiroshima and Nagasaki, but
Yeah.
he didn't even get it right.
Right.
We bombed Pearl Harbor?
What a dick.
Yeah. Fucking fool.
I now know why we bombed Pearl Harbor.
He thought he sounded awesome when he said it too, I'm sure.
He was trying to be metal.
Fucking retard.
Fucking asshole.
Awesome.
That's my mistake, so whatever.
All right, more news. Buckethead finally explains why he wears a bucket on his head. Do we really fucking care, or do we need to know?
I don't.
It's like a Kentucky Fried Chicken bucket,
Yeah,
right?
I always thought it was kind of a
cares?
Slash thing because he was in GNR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's
I think
the only
he
thing I
did
know
it
him
before
from.
that. Give us a brief fucking. I'm kind of curious.
Okay.
And it's like a Kentucky Fried Chicken bucket, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's
it
what
is.
it's like.
Yeah. Is it always? That's his thing.
I
Always
think
has
so,
to
Blah,
be
blah,
KFC.
blah, Buckethead, blah, blah,
Ryan
blah.
loves KFC.
He does.
Hi, Ryan.
He says he had anxiety and putting a bucket on his head made him feel better. What?
What about the mask? Is it all kind of basically okay? So basically, hiding his face and identity makes him not scared. Okay,
Yeah.
big
And there's no real reason that it's
That's
KFC
it.
or anything.
Oh, that's a
so
real
that's not really an
psychological
interesting
breakthrough
story.
That's
Oh,
kind of
boy.
funny though. Like right before the show, he's like, "I'm really scared, man. I'm just gonna take
put
this
a fucking bucket on my head?
I just ate some
I'm gonna wear
Kentucky
a
Fried
mask in the
Chicken."
KFC bucket.
Well, if it was when he was with Guns N' Roses, Axl was pretty fat, so I'm not surprised to hear they were eating a bunch of Kentucky Fried
Yeah,
Chicken
well,
backstage.
that's true. It was before. He used to wear that before Guns N' Roses, though.
So, speaking of Guns N' Roses, this article claims they're going to tell us how much they're getting paid.
What, per show?
Yeah.
It's millions, obviously.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
$375 a ticket.
Yeah.
See, that's the kind of shit-
Yowza.
I don't know,
That's
man.
fucking
This is
bananas.
why, as much as, fanboy geek out about the Misfits, I won't even go unless somebody gives me a free ticket. If they
Someone
finally
wants
do a
Chesty
New
Malone
York
open for
show, if the Misfits finally do a New York show, which is so insane that they haven't yet, but
I think they're going to. They have
But that's
to.
how much the tickets are for the Misfits too, and more.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Fucking $300. Fuck you, man.
Yeah.
I mean, good for them. It's great, man. It's great because they should get paid. Misfits are
The Misfits should, but I mean, the fucking Guns N' Roses they make. But also too, these guys like they don't make money off off records anymore. You know what I mean? It's all
No, but
the
still.
point is like I think it's
$400
great.
a
I really
ticket.
think
Yeah.
it's great that the Misfits get paid like that and they're an arena band. I think it's awesome because I liked the Misfits back when I was 2 years old in like 1983
You think
or
you
4.
like the Misfits?
So I've liked them for a long time, and I think it's great because to me they should be as big as Guns N' Roses or the Rolling Stones or whatever. But I'm not going to pay $300 to go. I'm
Yeah.
not going. So whatever,
The last news today, I think we could all agree with, is Dee Snider is mad about fucking celebrities and stupid people wearing fucking metal band shirts.
Yeah, Dee
And-
Snider's upset about it.
Yeah.
So, did you guys watch the fucking the Twisted Sister documentary?
Yeah, it's
I do.
fucking great.
fucking
It was
love
really
It
good.
ends before the end
Yeah.
of the story. No one cares about part 2 with that.
No.
They should have made
They
it
should
one
ended it.
movie.
Yeah,
I mean-
but it was great though that they did just like that. I mean, because it was it was a 2-hour fucking thing. You know what I mean? But it was if you haven't seen it, I mean, it's all like pre fucking what is it? Come Out and Play was that their big album?
Stay Hungry.
Stay Hungry. I'm sorry.
That's the one where he's eating the bone.
Yep,
He's Eating the
I love
Bone.
that
Yeah,
album.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
a good album.
And it's a great album, but it was
Did
like
you watch that heartfelt rendition of "We're Not Gonna Take It" video when he's in the white
it's for a
suit
good
and the
cause.
fucking?
No, I didn't see
It
that.
is.
I
It's
heard
for a good
about it.
cause. It's a children's cancer video, so
But
it's all
it's really weird.
sad, but it's really weird.
We're not
And,
going to take it as a piano
we're
ballad,
not
and Dee
gonna
Snider's wearing
take
tight
it.
white clothing in his 70s.
awesome.
Very
and then
bizarre.
it cuts to scenes of like sick kids. It's obviously so it's really
It's a
good
nice
but,
cause,
yeah.
obviously, but it's
And Dee
silly.
Snider does a lot of good shit.
Yeah,
He does have a great voice. I like Dee
does.
Schneider actually.
Yeah, I do
but,
too.
I do too.
You know what I remember about Dee Schneider? Going back to what we were talking about earlier, back in the days when there was punk versus metal was a pretty clear line. You liked one or the other. Dee Schneider, I remember him in interviews because I always once I started off punk and then I got into metal and. So I didn't see why you had to hate one or the other, but Dee Snider always defended punk. Dee Snider was into punk.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when metal people would say "fuck punk, punk sucks," or Dee Snider would always actually say punk was cool.
Yeah.
I still think it's total bogosity that Steve Harris decided he was so anti-punk
Dee
and
Snider
stuff.
has
Meanwhile,
always been anti-punk, even though
meanwhile-
there's no new
You mean
wave,
Steve
there's no
Harris.
new album
But-
without punk.
Yeah.
Which Iron Maiden started out. If you don't know what
absolutely,
new
the
album
fucking
is, I'm sure
original.
why you're listening to this podcast.
The original singer is he's a fucking punk.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous. No, we have no association with punk, and punk is
The
like
other guys in Iron
You're
Maiden don't
fucking
deny it. Just Steve Harris.
Yeah.
Yeah, Steve Harris he does talk shit on punk,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
recently.
Constantly, yeah.
Actually, in that
He gets mad
the
'cause
one
people talk
metal
about how he used to be
documentary
punk,
called
yeah.
Metal, I think actually he's like the host, the interviewer guy, who actually seems like a pretty cool guy. Keeps saying, "Oh, what about the punk influence on Maiden?" And he cuts him off. Harris cuts him. There is no punk influence on Maiden. Oh no, but no, there isn't. There is not. There absolutely is not. No, but other people, I don't care what other people say. There is no punk influence on Maiden. Absolutely not. Like, okay, well, fuck you then.
Yeah.
It's
I still love Maiden. But,
silly. Yeah, me too, but that's annoying.
That's kind of stupid.
Yeah, but don't deny it. You're gonna start somewhere. So what did D. Schneider have to say?
Oh, so D. Schneider, I forgot all that.
Schneider is right. It's basically, he's saying it's cultural appropriation.
Which it fucking is.
Which it is.
He's saying these are our
Because
symbols and
people
our
wear it as
image,
a
and
joke.
metal is not
People
ironic.
wear it as a joke, and because they think it's funny. And it's like, there were some of us who grew up getting like accosted on a daily basis for being punk or metal.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
And I take it seriously, even though I'm an adult now.
Yeah.
And then you're wearing it as a joke. Okay, well, fuck you.
Yeah, it's fucked
But
up,
you
man.
know, it was really funny. I told this actually on one of the other podcasts. I was I think I did. I was fucking. I was like downtown Brooklyn, and there was this like, group of like black chicks, and one chick was wearing a fucking a Ride the Lightning shirt, and I was kind of like, all right, cool. Like when I didn't, it doesn't click to me that you'd wear that to be
You were just
trendy.
kind of like awesome.
Yeah, it was kind of like
Yeah.
fucking cool. You know what I mean? A Ride the Lightning shirt, and I'm standing there. And I'm waiting for her to look over to, when you see people with those shirts,
That's
you
how it
used
used
to
to
give the
be.
nod. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, bro, solidarity. And fucking, it was like, then I just realized, like, no. It's a
They
fucking
sell them at
fashion
fucking
thing.
Forever 21. I'm on this like clothing swapping trading app, fucking lame girl thing, and I'll look up like punk and metal shirts, and I'll be like, oh, I've never seen this Misfits shirt before, and the description will be like, from Forever 21 for like $9, and I'll be like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
man?
it's fucking
So
crazy.
weird.
I started watching last night. I fell asleep to it, though, was the guy who did the Misfit, the Earth AD cover.
Mad Mark Rude.
Mad
Oh, we
Mark
watched that. That was good.
It's kind of
yeah.
depressing because that guy led kind of a sad, fucked up life.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got halfway through it and I passed
Great
out
artist,
last
though.
night.
It was
but,
good, though, yeah.
He did the Battalion of Saints album cover, a bunch of flyers.
How did he die? Oh, did I take it?
I think that's, if I
Yeah.
remember correctly.
Yeah.
But everyone says people that are still alive that knew him are like horrible person, great artist. I never knew him, whatever, but his
Yeah.
art
Great
is
artist.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a good artist. Yeah, they said he was he was from the East Coast, though, right?
Ah, West Coast, California guy. I
Oh,
don't know
he
where
was
he was
born,
born,
right?
but he's a California guy.
Yeah, no, that's where like the scene that he created was like San Diego, I think it was. Yeah. Good shit, man.
Yeah.
So that was it. That's all Dean Schneider had to say.
Pretty much, it's just him, and then he's going back and forth with some guy that's like, oh, at least, who's this fucking guy? Michael Jones. I don't know if that's a person in a band or just person or this. Oh yeah, these are just fucking stupid people being like,
Doesn't
oh,
bring
at least.
awareness, if that's what they're saying. Oh, people see
That's
the band.
pretty much
Oh,
what they're
no.
saying. They're saying like, oh, at least people have better fashion sense walking around and whatever. And D. Snyder is like, no, these are our symbols.
Anybody
and
that
whatever.
would say that doesn't get it. Obviously,
It's fucking
that's
stupid.
fine.
Yeah,
You can't fix it. You
I
can't
got
fix
punched
stupid.
in the face on my birthday, which is Halloween, leaving school one day because I was wearing a fucking Metallica t-shirt, and I was the only reason she punched me in the face.
Well,
I just
grew up
got
in a
punched in the
redneck town
face.
where I would literally
and now
get
that's
harassed
fashionable.
every single day I left my house. Sometimes
So it's
physically
like,
harassed.
it's ridiculous. It's fucking
For being
stupid.
punk rocker and a metalhead and
Anytime I
stuff
see
like that.
any fucking of these broads on the street, I always want to be like, fucking take it off. Take it off. What are you going to do? You're not going to fight me. I'll fucking kill you. I'll fucking take it off. Every time I'm like dying to do it. And then I'm like, don't get arrested. You have children.
I mean, exactly. On the other hand, it's like whatever. You can't stop it, obviously. So you getting mad about it is obviously pointless. But it is fucking really lame
I know.
and fucked up.
It is.
Really makes me like tense and like I will fucking kill you unless you take your fucking shirt off. Take it off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be great to do that actually someday.
Just ripping off a fucking girl. I told you I used to
get
think
some-
about that. I always fantasize about beating random girls up on the street. I don't know. It's this weird thing about me.
That's my wife, everybody.
Yeah.
When he worked Anthony used to work at Hogs and Heifers.
Yeah, well, I'm
all
sorry,
the
Jackie,
fucking,
but I'm just picturing you like fucking sitting on the train glaring.
Yeah,
Like,
always.
I would just want to punch you in the
yeah,
fucking
I just want to
face.
fucking kill you. I used
Well,
to.
isn't that everybody every day?
It
on
is
the
everybody
fucking
every day. That's what I
Yeah.
told the douche when he was birthing. I was like, just tell everyone you want to kill them when they come in, and then they'll think it's me, and it's okay. But when he worked at Hogs and all those girls in those really expensive, awesome Louboutin shoes, I was like, I could fucking punch you in the face and take your shoes, and you're not gonna do anything
Yeah.
about it. Because
Yeah.
what are you gonna fucking do? The crazy punk girl knocked me out and stole my shoes. I just want to be like, what size are those? Okay, great, kapow. You know, these are things I think about.
Awesome. But too, it was that whole phase too of like, you remember when skulls became a whole fucking thing, like
Oh,
in the
yeah.
fashion world.
Absolutely. I remember I actually got, I'm fucking awful and I buy these cheap knockoff shirts that they sell. But when I was like 20, Joyce Leslie on St. Mark's Place, I'm sure Melody and Kelsey would know what that is.
Yeah.
Fucking, it was, it was like the original Forever 21, like, lame store, but they used to sell, like, every color Motorhead shirt you could think of for like $6, and I remember buying like every single one of them. But yeah, that was total like teenage black girl store.
Yeah.
Fucking, that was like the biggest thing was fucking Motorhead shirts.
Yeah, well, it was crazy.
The Motorhead and the Ramones were always people were wearing.
Oh yeah,
way more
Motorhead and
shirts than
Ramones
buying
shirts
records.
fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
That used to be a saying: if Ramones and Motorhead sold as many records as T-shirts, they would have been the Rolling Stones.
Yeah.
Well, and that's why fucking, that's when Misfits made the fucking money was off merch, while Glenn Danzig made the fucking money.
I have
off
an
the merch.
original Misfits Fiend Club shirt from the '80s that Danzig probably printed himself.
Yeah, no shit.
But although
get
unfortunately I cut it out. I just
shit.
have the image cut out of the rectangle of the.
You also have Dee Dee Ramone's blood hanging on the wall on one of his shirts.
Did we ever tell you that
That's pretty
story? Yeah, we have.
No.
I keep saying we should clone him.
I have. I was friends with one of Dee Dee Ramone's ex-girlfriends. Again, R.I.P. Laura. She's actually in the Please Kill Me book. And she gave me a bunch of cool Dee Dee artifacts. One of them being he played some show at the Continental or something in the '90s, and it's Dee Dee Ramone and the Spiky Heads.
All right.
And so it's a picture of the band in the front and some logo on the back, and there's like a red-brown spot, and she told me, she goes, that's Dee Dee's blood, so you got his DNA there.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's great. I'm gonna learn science. I don't know what I'm gonna do with that, but I'll figure it out.
Put the kids screw through.
Yeah.
I wonder how much somebody would pay. I wouldn't,
like
I wouldn't want to
witchcraft or
sell it,
something.
but I wonder how much somebody would pay for something like that.
Yeah.
The bloodletting.
Dude, you can get so
Dee Dee
much
Ramone.
money for those fucking T-shirts online. and
T-shirts
shit.
in general like that, yeah.
Oh,
The
it's
old
fucking
school shit.
bananas,
Dude,
man.
I have an old school Celtic Frost T-shirt. I got a couple like really old T-shirts that like it was funny. I tried to put the T-shirt on recently.
Sweet.
Like trying to fucking. I was like,
Like a crop top.
I'm like, yeah, okay, that's
You just
not
gotta
gonna
tease
work.
your hair and wear a crop top
Yeah,
shirt.
fucking
Paint yourself green.
Yeah, my belly will be sticking out the bottom of the shirt.
Fucking
great.
Anthony's mother, she's not gonna listen to this probably,
Nice.
but
This is
fucking Anthony's mother.
See, she's making fun of the mob and your mom.
Sorry, Cynthia.
Anyway, you're not mad about. I'm still mad about this because I've inherited most of Anthony's T-shirts because
Oh, she threw away
he
all my old
fucking
shirts, except for the ones that
threw
we did
away a
salvage.
fucking golden like $10,000 bag
There's
of
so
old
many
metal
shirts
and
that I
punk
used to have.
T-shirts.
We
that he had
salvaged
in
a
that
few
bag.
of them. I sold a
Yeah.
couple. I had a couple Soundgarden
Yeah.
shirts from the '90s. Sold for like $80.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool, but
I like that Ride the Lightning shirt I have.
I have a Ride the Lightning Metallica shirt. Speaking of,
It's 1 year old, younger. than me.
copyright
Older
'85
than me.
Metal Militia, not copyright Elektra Records or anything like that.
Right.
I have it.
I
But dude, do
ordered
you remember
from
the
before they
fucking-
were signed to Elektra?
Do you remember the smell you used to get from those old T-shirts?
Oh, yeah.
Melody had a fucking. This is like 10 years ago. Melody had a box full of T-shirts in a fucking sealed tub, and like we opened it up, and like it had that like
I
that
love that
old
smell.
school
Yeah.
ink, that
Yep.
ink smell you used to
Yeah.
when you
Good.
buy the T. Dude, it was fucking awesome.
That and the way records used to smell. When you
yeah,
opened them,
yeah.
Yeah, you're weird though. Like he sniffs
smell my
everything.
records.
Like he's not just records, like books, any packages we get in the
Yeah.
mail. He fucking
like the smell of
sniffs
old
them.
paper.
He's
Yeah, I
you're
know
fucking
people who
weird.
do that.
That's okay. I still like you. You're fucking weird.
I don't go around like smelling like cat or dog butts.
No,
But
but
like
you
Frankie's head, he could walk
thanks.
by and smell the top.
But yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. I'm not doing anything like that.
Yeah, but you're a sniffer.
Okay.
Yeah. As long as it's not people's heads, it's all right.
Yeah.
I don't think even if I were a guy that would do stuff like that, I don't think I would ever sniff Frankie's head.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone would know if you were sniffing their heads because you're so tall. You could just be
Yeah,
walking
you could be
by
sly
like.
about it.
I always
nobody
wondered,
would
like,
know.
yes, again, not to really talk about the tallness that much, but I always wondered, I probably look different to most people than I look to myself. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
most people have to look up at me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know what the bottom of your chin looks like. Dude, we had a guy fucking.
I got a scar.
Dude, we had a guy in here fucking the other day, 7'2".
No shit. Is
Yeah.
yeah. basketball?
No, he's a fucking metalhead.
Was it Sean? No.
No,
Sean's taller than me.
Yeah, Sean's fucking
Sean
tall.
Pierce.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's taller than you. But dude, this dude was taller than Sean, and like it was like holy fuck. And then there was another guy that came in that same night who was 6'11", and it was funny because I'm like, yo,
It's
dude,
too tall.
It's real. Dude, and watching him coming back into this fucking back room was like, fucking ducking down like this. And it's
Because like I refuse to duck down, or like a lot of tall guys are like embarrassed about being tall. I refuse to do that.
That's why you
I walk
look
around-
extra big, though. You got those
Yeah.
I
shoulders.
walk around with my
really
shoulders
up.
back and I stand tall. But if you're fucking 7 feet tall, you gotta fucking hunch over. I
Yeah, a
guess.
little bit anyway.
Yeah, unless you're playing basketball.
Yeah, it was funny too because my door guy. The only reason I know their exact heights is because my fucking door guy. I'm like, holy fuck, dude! Like, what's with all the tall guys? He's like, yeah, that one's 7'2", the other one's 6'11". I'm like,
That's hilarious.
I said, you're not looking at their ages. He's like, nope. Then I know they're over 21. I just want to look at their height.
I think it was Anthony. One of our kids. We have 2 kids. For those that don't know, one of our kids is projected to be about like 6'8".
Yeah, and they
I'm
said
like 6'4".
they said Barry is going to be 6'8" and Ann's going to be like 6'4". Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That's
They said
awesome.
Barry's
I
gonna be
broke so
fucking
many
nice.
gym teachers and coaches' hearts when I was a kid. Everyone wanted me to play football or basketball, and I refused.
Yeah, you run a sports
It's like,
guy.
oh, do you play football? No. You play basketball? No. What do you do? I play guitar.
Yeah. You'd be a fucking rock star, man.
What?
Yeah. They don't understand that.
Nope.
Especially in the 80s.
Yeah.
Cool at all. They were like, I used to have guys kind of beg me. I had a paper route when I was a teenager, and one of my stops was this Army recruiting station. And the guys were cool, but this one guy used to be like, you don't play nothing. Every day he went through those questions every time. You don't do nothing. You don't play nothing. No. What if I took you out? Well, your father doesn't take you out? Like, if my
I'll
father,
play
if I
catch with
wanted
you
to, my
again.
father would. Yeah, of course.
yeah.
Dad was cool, but he was like, I'll take you out. I was like, ah.
Dude, especially small town America too, man. They
Oh,
fuck
yeah.
it's sports.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's why I always failed gym
But
class.
see, you know what's good? One of the things, like, part of me for a while used to be like, oh, maybe I should have, but everybody I know or meet that used to play sports, their
Injuries,
knees are
man,
blown the
yep.
fuck out.
Yeah.
Knees and hips are fucked.
Yeah,
by
yeah.
the
I
time
know
you're
girls
40
who
or
had to get
30
fucking
even,
knee
you know?
surgery
Yeah.
when they were like 17.
Yeah.
Fucked up.
It's like, hey, my knees are good.
Exactly.
My knees suck. I fucking beat the fuck out of my knees.
Well, you
always
play.
try not to do that.
You shouldn't have played fucking baseball, basketball,
Yeah, you
football.
never should have played football.
That's raw.
Your rugby career really fucked up your whole
Yeah, that fucking Long Island lacrosse fucking killed you.
I remember
fucking
lacrosse
hardcore.
girls in high school. Those were badass broads, but no one even wanted to date or anything. But
No,
Yeah.
dude, the
Soccer team is all lesbians.
lacrosse and field hockey girls, you stay away from those fucking ones. Yeah. Look, I couldn't get laid in high school anyway, so it didn't really matter. 5'3", long-haired metal guy, fucking didn't work so well.
I was a 6 foot something, long-haired metal guy and a punk guy before that.
Yeah.
I was actually a cheerleader for a while until I got sent to bad kid
That's pretty
school.
cool,
Yeah.
They don't let
Be
you.
aggressive. Be aggressive.
I was darn good fucking cheerleading. I like jumping up and down and yelling. That's why I still do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can see that. I can see that after watching you jumping on the stage.
Yep. I like to jump and yell.
All right, we'll start wrapping this up. Guys, come check out fucking
Halloween.
Halloween night.
Halloween.
Jackie, want to
The
name
real Halloween
all the bands
party.
playing?
It's the fucking Dead Boys, Chesty Malone and the Slice 'em Ups, Jones Crusher, The Blame, and Count Vaseline.
We don't know about Count Vaseline.
We
know
don't.
who they are. Apparently, it's some weird duo. Whatever. It's okay.
Fuck it.
The Dead Boys' current label asked us to put them on the bill, and that's
Count
okay.
Vaseline?
Yeah.
Count Vaseline.
That's what I used to call myself in high school.
That's probably why you didn't get laid.
Probably. I mean, I got.
I don't know if you ever.
That's good.
Hey, I'm Sally. I'm Count Vaseline. Well, okay, I gotta go.
He has a cape, too.
Shit, I said that out loud. Shit.
I just said that out loud.
Yeah.
You did. You did.
Damn.
But
All right. Thank you guys for coming
Halloween.
out.
buy our album, ChestyMalone.com.
Halloween's gonna be. When are you guys going? What time are you guys going on Halloween?
11.
Right before the Dead Boys.
Good.
Yes.
Good. I have a dinner to go to beforehand. I'll be able to
Oh,
check you guys
fantastic.
out.
Well,
What are you
it's
going
also
to
my birthday, so feel free to bring me presents, everybody listening.
Awesome. I gotta. I have to go to. I have to go to the Stanton Social that night. First, I got the invitation and it said hair metal Halloween party. I'm like,
Okay.
awesome. I can deal with that. You know what I mean? Like they're doing dinner and all this kind of shit. And I figured I could deal with that. You know, they sell cowboy boots next door at the fucking thrift store.
There you go.
Buy some cowboy boots,
Oh,
all
you're
this kind of
actually
shit.
gonna do the whole
Well, I
fucking
was
9
gonna,
yards.
I was gonna do it, but all of a sudden, then I get the other invitation and it says that it's a zombie disco fucking party. I'm like, oh
Fuck
Jesus
that.
Christ.
How did that change?
I don't
That's so
fucking know. So
disappointing.
now I have to be a zombie disco person. I have
you
to.
have to, though?
You kind of have
See,
to.
I don't really-
You kind of, and I'm not a dress up kind of guy.
Yeah, I'm not really a dress up kind of guy. She gets mad at me every Halloween.
Yeah, you fucking are lame on Halloween.
I mean, I'm not that lame though. But I mean, yeah, she gets
Yeah,
really
you're
mad.
fucking
Oh,
lame.
that's all you're gonna do? I'm
All
like,
he does every fucking year, he grabs a pair of fucking vampire bands. He's like, "Wow, I'm a vampire." I'm like, "That's really fucking interesting."
Yeah, see, I just have Kelsey paint. I just have Kelsey paint my face like Gene Simmons or Black Metal face or something like that. And it's simple, you know what I mean? Like I don't have to really change my clothes.
You guys are lame.
You know?
yeah, exactly. I really just want to wear my normal clothes. I don't want to wear weird clothes.
See,
fuck you.
I
You
was
suck.
I was totally willing to fucking do.
I have like 11 Halloween costumes that I need to cram into like 3 days, like literally.
I was totally willing to do. What's his name? The fucking cocaine clown from fucking Metal.
Oh, yeah, weren't you gonna do that?
So
Yeah.
we were planning on doing it, but it's just like, Roxo the cocaine clown from fucking Metalocalypse. We were told we had like, but I gotta be honest, it's not that fucking cheap to go fucking piecing this whole thing together. Do I really want to spend $300 on a fucking Halloween costume? No, I don't.
You can't buy spandex for less than
But
that?
you had to buy but it's like a certain kind of spandex, and then then I had to. By the time I put it together, it was going to be at least $200, and I just really didn't want to spend the money on fucking doing it.
Yeah. No, fuck that.
What you gonna do?
Brother. Yeah, no, not
Well,
doing that.
starting tomorrow, I decided I'm going to just wear Halloween costumes every day because I literally do have about 11, like,
Okay.
tallied up.
Little Ant's got about
Yeah.
5. Our kids.
Yeah, he's been wearing Halloween costumes
every
since
day.
like the first every
That's kind of
fucking
just how
day.
he dresses.
Yeah.
I wonder where he gets it from. I have no idea.
Fuck yeah.
Wait till he gets 6'8".
Every day he's
Yeah.
wearing a skeleton costume or a pirate
Damn
costume.
right he is.
People are like, oh, his costume. That's kind of just how he
Yeah,
dresses.
he's a fucking pirate, yeah.
Dude, what's great? By like 8 or 9, you can just give him a Sasquatch outfit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He'll be fucking totally golden.
I saw Bigfoot.
Yeah.
I saw him.
Yeah. Fucking 6'8" motherfucker.
Fuck yeah.
All right.
Chesty Malone.
Thank you guys for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Always a good time.
Melody will be back next week. Frankie won't be.
Fuck you,
Frankie. Yeah,
Frankie.
Yeah.
Frankie's 86 from the
No, well,
podcast.
Frank, we actually
sucks.
offered him again to come on today, but he's like, I'm really not feeling so well.
Oh, yeah,
I'm like,
fuck you then. You're
Yeah.
not coming
Yeah,
on.
Yeah.
he sucks.
I don't
Fuck
feel
him.
yeah, whatever.
don't
Frankie's
feel
done.
well.
Frankie's fucking done.
Frankie, yeah.
Well, I am going to dress up Frankie in the bunny outfit for.
Oh,
for,
please
for,
do.
for Halloween.
He's got to.
I hope it's pink.
Oh,
It is.
it's the
a
bunny
pink
from
bunny suit.
Okay.
from
It's great. It's an
Christmas
office.
Story.
Or Howard the Duck would be a good costume for
Howard the Duck would be good. Or have you seen the unicorn? Have you seen the unicorn ones that makes it look like you're riding a unicorn? You know what I mean? Have you seen
Is that a
those?
rainbow
Yeah,
involved?
like
I don't
it's
know.
good. You got to look on Amazon. It's like
You need to
$30
get him like a giant
too.
cat costume. That's what he needs.
Yeah,
Cat.
this one's like $30 though. You're like, it looks like
Frankie
you're
the
riding a
cat.
unicorn. It's
Frankie
great.
cat.
Well, not
Fucking hilarious.
Put in the corner.
Right.
All right, next week, guys.
Yeah.
Later.
See you later.